We're up to number 5. Benefit of having humility. So we said last time that a person who has humility, he's going to be easygoing when it comes to losses in business. And he's not going to fight with people. He's going to realize it's all from Hashem. But a guy who has gava, how dare you tell me off? Who do you think you are? I'm going to put you in your place. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, number 5. If one reprimands himself for having harmed another person in words or deeds, and he doesn't need the other in any way, or doesn't anticipate any favor from him, he goes on his own volition without urging others and asks for forgiveness. People have gava, they say, no. He has to come to me to ask for forgiveness. I didn't do anything wrong. What do you mean? You cursed him off. You punched him in the face. You flipped the table. You got crazy. What are you talking about? You have to ask for forgiveness. No. He deserves it. I did a mitzvah by putting him in his place. If you would ask me, I'll come and do it again. So there's no hope with this guy. This guy, how are you ever going to resolve this issue? Some people have so much gava. The guy will come, the other guy will come, ask for forgiveness. No, I don't forgive you. What, you think what you did is okay? I can just chili-billy give you forgiveness and that's it? No, you have to get on your knees. You have to kiss my feet. And you have to ask me maybe 3-4 more times forgiveness. You have to buy me a gift basket. You have to take me to a steakhouse. And then maybe after I drink a cup of wine, maybe I'll forgive you. Maybe. That's gava, kaloni. Right? A guy who has humility. So who am I? Of course, I should hold something against you. You should get a sin because of me. I'll forgive you right away. I messed up. Also, he focuses on his sin. The guy was gava. He's focused. The other guy's sin. With me, I'm clean. I'm good. The humility guy, he says, no, I messed up. Whatever he said, okay, whatever he did, I forgive. Me, I can't. Hashem, I have to do teshuvah for what I did. I messed up. Therefore, that's another benefit. Number 6, one who conducts himself with soft words. Soft answer turns away wrath. Low voice. Yeah, people who have gava, how do they come in? Alyo. Yazis. Davai, rebete. Let's go. Right? He goes and he talks like this, like a mafia boss. He tells people, I'm here. Let's go. Come on. Yalla. Nu. Right? Even we learned in Parashah last week, it says the animals that are pure and the animals that are not pure. It didn't say the animals that are tameh. It says lo tehora. It goes out of its way. The Torah said not the pure ones, not impure. It says not the pure. Why? Because the person has to refine speech. He has to have refined speech. Person who has says, even to say, excuse me for saying the word stupid, right? Or to say even how much more so curse words, right? You have to have gava to say these things. It's lack of shame. You should be ashamed to speak like that. You should try to speak refined. And the Torah is telling us, if you think it's okay to just say impure and say dirty and say, these words that are not comfortable, it shows a lack of refinement in the person. It shows sometimes gava. So a person who has anava, he speaks low. What people think they have to yell and scream, right? Listen to me. That shows the lack of greatness on your end. Person who has humility, he doesn't have to yell. If it's supposed to be my way, so it's going to go my way. If it's supposed to be they're going to listen to me, they're going to listen to me with a calm voice. Divrei chachamim benachat nishmein. The words of the sages is only heard when you say it gently. Person who screams and yells, that's going to accomplish this more. Maybe in a speech, you want to rile people up, you want to excite them, so you have to make a louder voice. People can't hear you, so you speak a louder voice. But just be loud just for the sake of making the other guy listen to you. Sometimes people cut people off. We spoke about how that's gava also. You gotta wait till the other person finishes speaking, and then you could speak. Person who has gava, he thinks that he has to convince and he has to accomplish that people should listen to him. Person with humility realizes if they're going to listen to me, if Hashem wants people to listen to me, listen to me. That's why the sages say, whoever has yirat shamayim, people listen to him. It says, nullify your will to Hashem's will, so Hashem will nullify His will to your will. If you have yirat shamayim, you're close to Hashem. Hashem says, whatever you say, that's what we're going to do. It says, Yosef, Ish Matzliach, everywhere he went, everybody listened to him. He became the boss everywhere. Do you think he was sitting there fighting with people, screaming at people? Yes, this. Right away, they saw he's a holy man. Right away, they did what he said. Oh, whatever he says is going to have bracha. Let's do what he says. So you have a guy who's like a mouse. He comes to the board meeting. He's quiet. He says a few words. He's the CEO. How? You think he has to be the big lion, screaming, yelling, showing people why he's so smart. No. The humble guy realizes if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Then he says, humility is the ladder which one ascends to the ways of Hashem. Blessed is he. As it says in the Pasuk, Yedrech Anavim B'mishpat. Those who are humble, Hashem guides them in justice. And therefore, a person has to try to always to look to being humble. And the Torah says, whoever has humility, Ki'ilu ikriv kol hakorbanot kolam. Zivchei Elohim ruach nishbara. The greatest of the offerings is the broken spirit. So Hashem says that people think it's the action. You know, Hashem wants your heart. Your heart is the biggest sacrifice, right? Because the blood and the fats represent how we're supposed to give our blood and our fat for Hashem. What's our fat? Fat is gava. You know, I want to eat nice. I want to get chunky. You know, I want to eat more than I deserve. I want to eat more than I need. That's gava. And I give that up for Hashem. How do you do that? By being humble and giving up your gava to Hashem. He says, many good things come from humility. You have patience. You have peace. The Gemara says that a guy who gets angry, his life is not a life. He cannot enjoy anything. He goes to Dubai for vacation, right? Happens. Why is not enough towels? It's too hot today, right? He says, oh, it's too many people here. Oh, I had to check in. It wasn't available at 3. They said 3 o'clock it's going to be ready. Yo, the whole day you're complaining. What is this? We're trying to enjoy. Like, come on, I want to be in a good mood, yo. No, everything has to be negative. Everything, his life is not a life. Why? Because he has gava. He has gava. Everything has to be a certain way. If not, so then you can't enjoy anything anywhere. Because the whole life is like that. Your whole life is never going to be perfect. So you have to learn go with the flow. And that stems from humility. The humble man merits wisdom. Why? Because he could listen to chachamim. He listens to people. People who have gava, they don't like to listen to anybody. They like when people listen to them. So therefore he says, one of the tzadikim said, how did you merit to be the master of the men of your generation? They asked the chacham, how did you become so great? He says, because I always saw every person better than me. This is similar to what Ramban says to his son. He says, if he was wiser than me, I said, so you see, he has greater wisdom. If he wasn't so wise, what does he say? He's better than me. Why? You're wiser than him. He does sins on his night. He doesn't know what he's doing. I know more than him, and I still sin. I'm worse. I'm worse than him. He's better than me. If he's older than me, I say he has more mitzvot than me. He's older than me. If I'm older than him, I say, look, he has less averot than me. I live longer. I did more averot. He says, if they're equal in wisdom, equal in years, the Chacham said, his heart is better than mine. I know the sins that I committed. I don't know his. Could be that I did more sins than him. And if he was, if he says, if I was wealthy, if he were wealthier than I, so he said he gives more tzedakah than me. So how can I go and be on top of him? He said, if he was poor, so he has more humility than me because he's poor. So he always, every person he dealt with, he always found a way to be humble with him. He says, but those people who have gava, they do the opposite. They find every way why I'm better than the other guy. And why the other guy has to listen to me. As the sages say, Ki ma'ala mitkan'im ba. Men envy all qualities. Bnei adam chutz me'anava. The only thing that people are not jealous about is humility. They see a humble guy walking by, nobody ever says, I wish I could be him. Look how humble he is. Maybe if you're a religious guy who's looking for humility, so kinat sofrim tarbe chokhmah. But usually people want all the qualities except for humility. And therefore a person has definitely have to put on a lot of effort over here. Okay. He says another kind of humility which is worse than gava. That's the false prophets. That's pretending to be religious. Pretend to be humble. That's the worst. He says they look like saints and righteous men, but then they secretly flatter those who it's forbidden to flatter, and they in private they mislead people. They desecrate Hashem's name, Chas v'Shalom. And he says that there's 2 stories. One with, right, there's the famous story I told you about the Anav of Vilna, the humble man of Vilna. He was known as the humble man of Vilna. So he was in the mikvah and he took the last towel. Somebody else took the last towel. He said, how dare you take the last towel? I'm the humble man of Vilna. You know who that is? You know who I am? So they found out he wasn't really the humble man of Vilna. But then the story we read last night, very powerful. The Satmar Rebbe, he was in a wedding. So by the Hasidim, they have a badchan, they have a jester. He gets up, he makes jokes. So he said, Rebbe, you don't mind if I make a little bit of a skit, I make a little bit of a play? I'm going to pretend to be you. He says, yeah, I don't mind. Sad Rebbe, you're your title bound. Allah Shalom. So he says, okay, go ahead. So he starts going, pretending to be the rabbi while he's davening. Like this. So he's like, he started crying. The rabbi started crying. He said, Rabbi, he stopped the whole thing. He said, Rabbi, why are you crying? He says, I upset you, I insulted you. He says, no, you didn't insult me. You asked me permission. I told you could do it. So why are you crying? He says, I'm so sad at myself. He says, why? He says, if I pray like that all the time, and you know how to do it so good, it means you saw me so many times doing that, and you know how to pretend to be me, I don't know, maybe I'm pretending to be myself also. He's saying, meaning, who knows if I'm so used to praying like this, maybe it's not even with real devotion. Maybe it's just going through the motions. I'm just going like this because I always go like this. Or I'm going like this and I'm going, somebody is looking, like this, right? I don't know if I'm pretending or not, so I'm crying. Chas v'shalom, maybe I'm pretending. So the person has to be careful. He shouldn't trick other people. Definitely shouldn't trick yourself. Baruch